You tonight. I wanted to introduce myself. Some of you I do know from the past, and some of you it's been a while since I've seen you, and others it's the first time. So, my name is James Van Beek. I'm the unaffiliated candidate for the County Sheriff's Office. Over here is my beautiful wife, Carrie. Together we have two boys, Lewis and William. They chose to stay home tonight for homework purposes and not wanting to sit in more town council meetings. They've been very tolerant of me going to town council meetings and many other meetings. Little history about myself. I've been an Eagle County resident for 21 years. Been married to my beautiful wife for 18 years. We own our home down in Eagle. From the time that I've lived here in Eagle County, I've had about 12 years experience with the Eagle County Sheriff's Office. And my experience at the Eagle County Sheriff's Office was as a patrol officer, as a field training officer, and as an investigator and a detective. In 2000, I took a slight detour in my law enforcement career, and I went overseas and went to Kosovo under a contract with the U.S. State Department under the United Nations. And I became a civilian police officer in Kosovo and establishing a police force and building a police force from the ground up. During that time that I was there, I remained still an Eagle County resident. About once every 3 to 4 months I would return home. And also when I would return home, I'd come home on vacation, I would actually patrol with the Eagle County Sheriff's Office and volunteer my time with the Sheriff's Office to keep in touch with the community. In 2002, I had returned to the Sheriff's Office full-time, remained at 18 months at the Sheriff's Office with the understanding that I intended to go back to overseas and to see my work kind of come to fruition, which it did. 2003 to 2005, I spent back over in Kosovo, finished doing what I wanted to accomplish over there, and actually become fully functional and independent of itself. Again, coming home every 3 to 4 months, spending about a month on the ground at home, and also patrolling out on the streets with the community. In 2006, about 6 months after I had returned home, I was asked to return back overseas, and I spent 4.5 years in Afghanistan building and working with the police forces in Afghanistan to get them to understand the democratic policing process. While doing these jobs overseas, I believe my time at the Sheriff's Office really equipped me to be able to do this because I was trained to be an independent thinker, to think within the boundaries, to not be afraid of new challenges, to not be afraid to open up lines of communication and build lines of trust. And because of that, that really helped me in my missions overseas, because that's exactly what I did overseas. I was establishing trust between Serbians and Albanians. I worked in one of the most diverse areas and ethnic mixed areas, and that's where I worked. I worked with cross-border talks with the Serbian police themselves. I worked with the UN councils. I worked with non-government agencies and non-government organizations, and facilitating and making things synchronize and come together for the purposes of law enforcement. When I would come back to Eagle County, I would see the police officers working, I would see the sheriff's officers working. And each time that I would come back, and I knew many of the officers, I still know majority of the deputies. The one thing that was consistent was that the people were telling me is that they felt more and more separated from the sheriff's office and from the law enforcement and that they were providing. They would reflect comments of they feel cold, the sheriff's office is cold, the deputies are cold, there's no longer any communication, the communication is digressing. My philosophy for law enforcement goes back to a saying that was once placed out that said, in a democratic society, law enforcement can only be as effective as the people that they serve allow them to be. And based on that, it goes with communications, it goes on trust, and it goes on empowering the deputies and empowering the law enforcement officers to be able to go out and do their jobs. My philosophy is that I want to become the Eagle County Sheriff. I want to thin the bureaucracy at the top. I want to empower the deputies to be able to make their decisions and the decisions that they need to make in the community that they're in there serving. I mean, I want them to have the authority to make those decisions. The deputies would understand the policies and the procedures. The deputies understand the Constitution and the law. And anywhere inside these laws and these parameters, the is where the deputies should be empowered to make their decisions. They're extremely well trained and they're extremely well equipped, but they're restricted now. And I allow them to work with each individual group or on their own and to be able to make these decisions. One of the ways in the tight budget times that I propose and that what I bring to the table is by thinning some of the areas administratively and some of the at the top, is that I want to reach out to our community, because Eagle County has a very, very diverse, highly educated, very, very talented community. And I want to reach out to the senior community and look to them to volunteer and to set up a Citizens Academy, and to look to them also to set up a SALT program. And what a SALT program is the seniors and law enforcement together. It's a joint interaction where law enforcement will work with the seniors to educate them on how to protect themselves, how to keep themselves less of a victim of crime or less likely to be influenced by a crime. At the same time, using their talents and skills to be able to come into the sheriff's office to assist in administrative duties and to also head up the education program in a sheriff's auxiliary and a sheriff's Citizens Academy. My future goal beyond that is to reach out even further to the 18 to 21-year-old groups that we have here in Eagle County. And what I would like to do is have the Citizens Academy work very, very closely with an Explorer program to reach out to the students who are still looking for what they want to do in life, direction that they want to go, or who want to give back to the community, and to work with the sheriff's office in an Explorer program, and to start educating themselves, give themselves a foot up, if they want to pursue a career in law enforcement, but to also give them more world experience. I also envision using some of these Explorers to go in with the school resource officers that we have as a force multiplier, so that the Explorers who are closer to the age group of some of the teenagers that are in the schools, that the Explorers can better relate and the students can better relate because of the closer age group, that they can communicate better. Because I'm of the belief that I could walk into the school and I will talk to the kids at 45 years of age, and the kids will listen to me, but I'm speaking more as an authority figure, and I'm talking to them, as opposed to the students feeling comfortable enough to go with the Explorers, who's also working side by side with the school resource officers, and to be able to clearly communicate and articulate and to fully understand what they're going from too, because they're only a couple of years apart. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of theories. I've had some great experience. Eagle County is my home. Our boys are growing up here. My 14-year-old has just started his high school career, and so he's a freshman down in Mid-Down Valley. And my youngest is actually going to the middle school here at Minturn Middle School. I want to see that community continue to improve. I want to see, not just for them, but for all the kids and all the community, and I want them to have something to come back to and something to be proud for. I won't take many more of your time. I want to say thank you for your opportunity for allowing me to come before you and speak. I'm available for any questions if you should have any, and I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, I also meant to say, Shelley, I'm the guy who's getting some of those letters that are filling up the paper, so I like to see those letters in the paper.
I don't mind seeing the
No,
letters, but
no, I understood.
people grow numb to them after.
I know, and I truly understand that, so but thanks.